With us now, Congressman Brad Sherman, a Democrat from California. He is on the House Foreign Relations Committee. Congressman, great to see you this morning. We just heard from General Dan Kane, the chair of the Joint Chiefs, talking about the U.S. blockade on the Strait of Hormuz on any vessels leaving Iranian ports or carrying Iranian oil. And he said it's basically 100% successful. How much pressure do you think this puts on the Iranians?
It puts pressure in months, not weeks or days. Iran has, according to the St. Louis Fed, $34 billion in cash and Bitcoin reserves. That's enough to tide them over for many, many months, whereas we're focused on how many days will it take for oil prices and gasoline prices to go down. I think that this whole attack on Iran was not planned out well.
So there is some speculation that maybe there will be a new round of negotiations, maybe in Islamabad. What would a good deal be to you? What would be success at this point, forward-looking?
I think an acceptable deal would be one where we go back to where we were in February. That is to say, there 970 pounds of highly enriched uranium is deep underground at Isfahan and is being monitored by the United States, and the Strait of Hormuz is open. Now, that puts us in pretty much the position we were in January, except the Iranian munitions have been pretty much exhausted, and some of our munitions have been exhausted. I hope that we could do better than that and require that the 970 pounds be exported to any of the nuclear states. And I think if we get that, then we've done what we said we did back in July of last year.
How important is it to get a promise of no enrichment?
A promise of no enrichment is perhaps worth the paper it's written on, perhaps not much more. The ability to enrich is something that was very substantially reduced back in July. We can take other action to interfere with enrichment. The most important thing is the stockpile. That would take very little additional enrichment to be weapons grade for about 11 bombs. Getting that out of the country, it would be a very important step for the United States. Unfortunately, what we haven't done is nurture armed resistance to this regime. So talk about regime change. We haven't armed any of the groups that might actually make it happen. This regime is not going to be overthrown by a crowd in the streets by itself, because they'll machine gun the crowd in the streets.
President Trump sent out a social media post that a lot of people read as depicting himself as Jesus. He said it was a medical worker, looking an awful lot like Jesus. We just heard from the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, comparing people who question the president to basically the Pharisees who undermined Jesus. Why do you think there is this so much focus on religion and these biblical references in the administration?
I'm not a Christian theologian. I think politically it's basically shut up or you're non-Christian. Shut up or you're contradicting the Bible. If you can't win an argument any other way, you tell the other side to shut up. And if you can add a religious element to that demand, so be it.
Congressman Brad Sherman from California, appreciate you being with us.